I tell him, center to object. Everyone takes what they need. Guys, center to object. Everyone gets what they need. Click on center to object. Each word got its own point instead of having a unified center. No, every university has its own center, like the Dean's Office for e-learning. That's how education works. And that's how it is. Each division of ours takes its center. We close the center point again and exit the hierarchy completely. So what can I do now? If I select all of them and choose rotate, I can make each word rotate around. They all rotate around one central point too. Why is that? I'm going to explain this problem to you right now. Okay? I have them all rotating around one central point. Where? From? From here. No, I want each one around its own center. Let's choose the next one. What's it called? Use pivot point center. So if I move them, if I select all of them, each one should rotate around itself. Yes, before they were all rotating around one point, but now each one is rotating around itself. I can do it this way, and this applies to rotation, move, and everything. Where from? Where from? The central point can be unified, or each one can take its own center from here. See, this is the unified center, which is use selection center. The selection has one center and works from there. So here, selection center. Okay? So here, use selection center. And here, use what? But here, the pivot point center means each one of them takes its own point, and I can make them all move around one of them. For example, I can make the whole word rotate around Al-Qasim University, but it doesn't really make sense, you know? But it's possible. I can, for instance, make it rotate around Al-Qasim University. Okay, but I just need to adjust it a bit. Of course, if I choose this, it will tell you what. Use transform coordination center, which means there will be a specific point for it to rotate around. The important thing we want is for each one to rotate around itself initially. I'm going to move Al-Qasim University up so that the animation shows it coming from outside, and it's all about learning. Okay, but I just need to adjust your university a bit. Of course, if I choose this, it will tell you what use transform coordination center, which means there will be a specific point for it to rotate around. The important thing we want is for each one to rotate around what? Itself, initially. I'm going to move Al-Qasim University up so that the animation shows it coming from outside, and it's all about learning. I'm going to take the e-learning part and move it to the left side as if it's outside. Then I'll come here to the e-learning and move it to the other side, which was on the right. Sorry about that. And I'll take the e-learning part and drop it down. Now I want to create an animation. I'm going to select all and record the movement using auto from this point. Of course, I'll confirm the auto. Recording the movement. If I turn on the auto and record here, record for me here. All their movements I record here. Set key, go see. I find the world in colors, red, green, and blue. What does this mean? That he recorded for me here the movements. Of the move and the rotation and the skill is everything, okay? For everything that is selection here is fine. Is there a problem? So that's what you need to pay attention to while you're working. All right, I want to start working with Al-Qasim University. First, just keep the selection on Al-Qasim University. I'm going to move it to about halfway, around 50, and I'll do a move. The auto is working, so I'll move Al-Qasim University to come in like this and make it rotate around itself once. All right, I can make it rotate around itself or spin while coming down, giving the impression that it's falling towards us and then standing upright. Yeah, I can work with that. So I imagined how it would look as it spins around itself while coming down. So if it comes down like this, it's coming down, 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 and then it stabilizes at 50. The same goes for the moving letters or words. I'll do the same for the rest, like the Dean's Office and e-learning together on that side. I'll move them over and bring them along in the direction of my word, like this, you know, those ones. It comes down like this, you see it's coming down, 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 and then, as you can clearly observe, it stabilizes at 50. The same goes for the moving letters or words. I'll do the same for the rest, like the Dean's Office and e-learning together on that side. I'll move them over and bring them along in the trajectory of my word in a manner that is consistent with this, like this, those ones. No, not all of them are like that, just this side. So I want to, okay, I'll get them from here and that's it. I'll just bring it. I mean, it's in its place. Okay, we'll get it, and then we'll define the area we're working in, and I'll just bring it like this until it reaches here, okay? Now learn to do it without spinning around itself. I'll make it move up with a quick rotation around itself, like 2 spins, so it does a good job. It's set up like that. And they took the last part too without rotation. They just moved it and brought it in with its siblings here. All these movements have been recorded. If you noticed, go back and check the play again. Learn to do it like this, without spinning around itself. I'm going to make it move up with a quick rotation around itself like 2 spins, so it does a good job. It's set up like that, and they took the last part too without rotation. They just moved it and brought it in with its siblings here. All these movements have been recorded. If you noticed, go back and check the play again. Did you catch that? Everything's been recorded. So it's all set up correctly, and they took the last part too without rotation. They just moved it and brought it in with its siblings here. All these movements have been recorded. If you noticed, go back and check the play again. Did you catch that? Everything's been recorded. Now, if I want to start something new after the 50, I can bring in a new word, like this first unit or something if I'm doing an introduction material, or the title of the message or anything, or I can separate it again to show something new afterward. So when I go to separate it again, I can use the modifier, like I can come here, for example. Did you notice? It's all recorded. Okay, if I want to start something new after 50, I can introduce a new word. I can separate it to show something new. When I separate it again, I can use a modifier, like coming here. Now I have 100 and it's fixed. The previous one is fixed. I come to my 100 and ask, can I use the modifier? Can I access the modifier list for extrude? Is it possible to add a modifier here? But where's the extrude? And the letter I changed. Why isn't it there? No, that's just the start. It won't be nice. So let's finish the first part. Here, I want them to disappear just in editing. I have 100 ask, can I use the modifier? For them, can I use the modifier list? Where's the extrude? The extrude is starting, it won't look nice. I want them to disappear. They can disappear in editing. I wanted to create a game, playing with each extrude. It's asking for other things. Where's the text in render? I don't want to create a problem. It's warning me about the modifier and values. I say okay. If I say yes, I set extrude to 0. In the extrude, it's just starting. Let's finish the first part. Disappear in editing. Create a different game with properties of each extrude, asking for other things. Render, where's the text? Working in the existing modifier. Don't create a problem. Warning about modifier and values. Okay, set the extrude to 0. Amount is 0, not visible. Edit the text. Render not show up, neither in render nor viewboard. Works like this if press F9. Instead, it's asking me for other things. The render, at least, where's the text? It's because there's something working here in the existing modifier. I don't know what. So I don't want to create a problem for it, you know? It's warning me that I'm playing with the modifier and working on values. So I say, okay. If I say yes, for example, I come here in the amount and set it to 0. So the amount is 0 here, and it's not visible. I also go to edit here and change the text itself, not just the amount to 0. I make the render not show up, so I can just see its effect, neither in the render or in the viewboard. Okay, so the word was working like this if I pressed F9. It should be working if I keep it like this. But the thickness is showing a bit weak here. This game won't work like this. It can work, but the thickness is the issue. It succeeded in that part. The thickness that I set to 0 at the end, of course.